buying CDs is almost a thing of the past. Now we're on to online music streaming. Here to discuss the newest trends and where the music industry is headed is Entertainment Assistant Editor George Lang. Thank you so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
This is great. He's written a new article that's all about this, a very interesting article. What have you been seeing in the industry lately?
Well, what really tipped this whole thing off for me was the number of tablets that are being sold, iPads and Google tablets and things like that. It has gone through the roof this year, and in 2016, 4 years from now, you're going to see tablet sales outstrip laptop sales.
Wow.
and desktops are going to kind of go away.
Archaic.
Basically, yeah. and so on those devices, you had these hard drives where people would store their MP3s, their song files, and they might have a few thousand on there. Well, these days, these iPads, they don't have hard drives. There's pretty small storage, and so people store stuff in the cloud or whatever.
Right.
Well, and they're also accessing these streaming services like Spotify and Rdio and Mog and things like that, where you can get 18 to 20 million songs for like $9.99 a month.
That's cool.
And so it's really changing the way people are listening to music right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, how do bands still make money then off their music?
Well, see, that's kind of the catch, because the bands are not and artists aren't really making a lot of money off of these services. Pandora just very recently, last month in November, they sued the ASCAP, which is the governing body for songwriting royalties, to reduce the royalty that they would be paying songwriters and artists. And then, this band called Grizzly Bear out of Brooklyn, New York, they tweeted back in August that for 10,000 plays that they get on Spotify, they might make $10. Okay, so I talked to Scott Booker, who's the manager of the Flaming Lips. And he said that a band like the Flaming Lips, they don't make a lot of money off of recorded music, and certainly not off of these streaming services. They make most of their money from concert business, from merchandising, and from licensing their songs for movies, for television, for commercials, things like that. And so that's where a lot of the money is these days.
Yeah, and then of course Spotify and things like that can kind of highlight, hey, this is the cool music out there, and then maybe some people will go and download the music at that point or buy the CD.
Sure, it can be like, think of it as a buffet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you're sampling things, you're listening to albums, and I talked to Travis Searle, who's one of the co-founders of Guest Room Records, which has been a real success story for a record store in 2012. It's pretty amazing. These guys, Travis says that it's not a bad thing for you to go on Spotify and listen to 50 albums, but then find 4 of them.
Yeah.
Find 4 albums that you want to have as part of your life, and then buy those.
There you go.
Okay,
Wow.
so it can work out, and people still buy music.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll get a huge hit album like the Adele album, which sold 10 million copies
There
recently.
you go. Oh, man, that is interesting. Obviously, the music industry has changed a lot. So be sure to check out more about the growing trend of online music streaming in George Lang's article in the Oklahoman and on newsok.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.